This is non-alcoholic sparkling pear cider, Martinelli's. I bought this for New Year's. I have champagne and this, I have 2 of these, and a bunch of Prosecco I bought for New Year's and didn't drink. So I need to drink all of this, I bought it. So, and I don't feel like drinking alcohol today, but I felt like something sparkly and non-alcoholic could be fun. Cheers! We're celebrating, kind of. Basically, I'm moving episode 2. Episode 1 was goodbye to these bookshelves, which obviously they're still behind me, so a little clickbaity, but it's fine. These are my bookshelves that are not coming with me when I move to Florida. I'm excited for a new chapter. It's happening much sooner than I thought, but it's happening and it's fine and it's gonna be a new adventure, and I'm trying to romanticize it a little bit, make it a little bit more exciting than I feel. I wanted to do my physical TBR before I unhauled a bunch of books. I just did my book tour, if you're interested in seeing that. But before I unhauled a bunch of books, I wanted to get the final physical TBR number from these bookshelves. I'm going to be basically analoging, is that the correct term? Every single book on this physical TBR into my phone, every single title, so I can actually go through, and then the next I'm moving video basically is going to be the big unhaul. So I have to get rid of a bunch of books. To my surprise, I don't think I've done one of these in over 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years at this point. I should either start where I started my book tour on the rotating bookshelf. There's a link down below for this. I get a small commission off of this bookshelf. I am plugging that. I'm also plugging liking, subscribing, commenting. It also really helps me right now. So I need to figure out Goodreads. I think you can scan in books. So I think that's what I want to try to do, and then create a new shelf. So I need to test that out first. We're gonna do it. These are books I'm hauling in that I haven't done a haul yet. So this is a little sneak peek. Let's see though, I'm gonna test it on this Fairy Loot. This is Dawn of the Firebird by Sarah Mughal Rana. I just got this in from Fairy Loot. This is a new Fairy Loot. I also just got Coldwire by Chloe Gong. I love Chloe Gong's writing. She is probably one of my top-ish authors. I wouldn't say like top 10, but she's up there. The romantasy pick for December. This is We Who Will Die by Stacia Stark. It's a romantasy. It is a really, really stunning book though. The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. This is just a stunning edition. If you can't tell, I am like a goblin when it comes to shiny, pretty, stunning books. I must collect, I must have. Oh, I need a scanner. A scanner would be so nice. Like a beep, 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 like a library scanner. Oh, that'd be so nice. This is Enamorta, I wanna say. I have a really hard time pronouncing this book. It is really, really pretty. This is the arc of it. Again, Ava Reed's just one of those authors that I really, really adore and want to read all of her works. Kiss of the Basilisk by Lindsay Straub. I also have the second one, Between Two Kings. I got these purely based on aesthetics, and I saw a lot of reels of people talking about how insane these books are. I'm sure they're very dark, trigger warning galore, dark romance books. I started reading the first one and I got a chapter into it and then got the arc for Throne of Nightmares, so I stopped reading it. Something Wicked by Fallon Ballard. This is a stunning edition. I now have the ebook, the audiobook, and the physical edition and haven't read any of them. I'm hoping to read this month because I'm actually seeing Moulin Rouge at the end of this month, and so I want to just kind of be in that Moulin Rouge mood. I freaking love Moulin Rouge, like the soundtrack and the movie, and I've never seen the play, but I'm seeing it later this month. This was pitched to me as like a steamy Moulin Rouge-esque book. I actually got the arc for it and then never read it, and then it just came out physically, so I bought the book because I just think it's such a stunning, stunning cover. Like, it's just very pretty. That is my first shelf. And I believe we're at like 7, or no, that would be 8. I think 8 physical TBR books. Not horrible. If I'm being honest, I think my number is gonna be a lot worse now than what it was in the previous videos, just saying. The Stars Are Dying and the Night is Defying by Chloe C. Panoranda. These are book 1 and 2 of, I don't know if this is a duology or a series, but once again, I'm pretty sure this is a romantasy, and I purely bought these because of aesthetics. Next I have Cruel as the Light by Sophie Clark. This is a fantasy, romantasy. I think it's a young adult romantasy though. This, again, just a stunning fairy loot. And the original cover of this book is really, really pretty too. I have here Legendborn by Tracy Dion. This is a trilogy I've heard fantastic things about and just haven't read yet. I think I actually met the author though, and that's why I bought the first one, because I wanted it signed and then didn't actually end up getting it signed because I am a menace to society. This is The Bone Witch by Rin Cupeco. This is a dark fantasy trilogy with witches. I believe it has some necromancy in there too. I really don't know. I've had this book for a long time and I have not read it. It might be one to go. This is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I've read most of Ali Hazelwood's works, just not all of them. I think there's a couple I haven't gotten to yet, this being one of them. Mortal Follies, a novel by Alexis Hall, who is the author of Boyfriend Material. I really, really loved Boyfriend Material. I believe this is a sapphic romance. Don't Want You Like a Best Friend by Emma R. Albane. I actually started this book. I think the bookmark is still in there. Yep. I'm actually just gonna take that off because I know I'm just gonna need to completely restart this. This is Lore by Alexander Bracken. This is one of the oldest, I wanna say, physical TBR books I have on my shelf. I've had this since Lore came out and I don't think I've picked it up once. This is The Ones We Burn by Rebecca Nix. My lighting is not doing well with books today. This is another fairy loot. It is stunning. I believe this is also sapphic as well, a sapphic romantasy. Babel, R.F. Kuang. I even got an arc of this book and never read it. I'm so sorry. Ugh, I'm the worst. This is Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohatni. I believe this is like an epic high fantasy. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the sequel to Divine Rivals. I read Divine Rivals and I really loved it. And then I was so excited when the sequel came out. I was so ready to read it and then kind of forgot everything that happened in Divine Rivals. This is The Glittering Edge by Alyssa Villar. This is a fantasy, perfect for fans of Practical Magic and the Raven Boys. Do you guys know how obsessed I am with practical magic? A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. This is another fairy lit that I received, a dragon fantasy. A Girl with No Reflection by Keishi Chow. For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga. This is a Pakistani romantic fantasy retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo. Sold. Sanctuary of the Shadow by Aurora Asher. I've heard very mixed things about this book. I've heard it's actually a really bad book. Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell. This is a dark and thrillingly romantic debut vampire fantasy. Never Ever After by Sulin Tan. This is the Fairy Loot edition. A Cinderella-inspired fantasy. Perfect for fans of Renee Ahdieh, Tahara Mafi, and Stephanie Garber. This is A Fragile Enchantment by Allison Saft. I currently just read my first Allison Saft book and I actually really liked it, so I'm excited to read more by this author. A romantic fantasy, a magical dressmaker commissioned for a royal wedding finds herself embroiled in scandal when a gossip columnist draws attention to her undeniable chemistry with the groom. Ooh, scandalous. This is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie. Oh, I've had this on my shelf for forever and it's so skinny. Look at it. It would be so easy to read this. I don't know why I haven't yet. It's a retelling of a classic Korean folk tale. Perfect for fans of Wintersong, Uprooted, Spirited Away. Castle of the Curse by Romana Garber. A dark gothic romance. Oh, it's like a mystery. It's a little solve the case mystery, like, ooh, haunted house. You know, that's a cool vibe. Cruel Illusions by Margie Houston. Carnival meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer in this young adult fantasy who makes a deal with a magical secret society to enter a potentially dangerous competition for the chance to avenge her mother's death. This is Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb. This has also been on my physical TBR for a long time. This is one I'm contemplating unhauling, so if you see this in the unhaul, I would not be surprised. Lexi Ryan's These Hollow Vows. I own 2 editions, I think, of this book, and then the sequel as well. Somewhere on my shelf, it's a cruel prince meets a court of thorns and roses and a sexy, action-packed fantasy about a girl who is caught between 2 treacherous fairy courts. This is The Scarlet Alchemist by Kaylee Lee Baker. And it's about a girl who wants to be a royal alchemist for them. Like, she wants to make things for the royal family. Red Queen meets Shadow and Bone in this explosive start to a YA romantasy trilogy about dangerous magic, forbidden love, and a cutthroat competition for the throne. This is Air of Storms by Lauren Hamilton Murray. What the Woods Took by Courtney Gold. Yellow Jackets meets Girl, interrupted when a group of troubled teens in a wilderness therapy program find themselves stranded in a forest full of monsters eager to take their place. This is a book that I'm not really interested in the premise, like, at all, but the cover is just so stunning. Like, the book, I just think is so beautiful. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mislocked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare. I've heard people rave about this series, but like when I read the synopsis, I'm like, I don't know. You let me know if you've read this. Is it worth it? Like, I hear a lot of good things about it. This is Air by Saba Tahir. This takes place 20 years after, I believe, the Ember and the Ashes series. I love the Ember and the Ashes series, but I want to reread them all. So I've been kind of waiting to read this until I do my reread of all the Ember and the Ashes books. But also just, it's stunning, it's stunning, it's stunning. Evocation by S.T. Gibson. This is the same author who wrote A Dowry Blood, and I love A Dowry Blood. Ava reads Lady Macbeth. I've read half of this book. This is the Fairy exclusive edition. It is just stunning. I received an ARC for this and I read half of it, and then something happened or another book came out, so I put it down. I think I have three copies of this book. I'm only counting this book once though for a physical TBR book. The Nightblood Prince by Molly X. Chang. This is such a stunning book. It's so, so pretty. This is book 1. I don't even think the second books are out yet. 2 kingdoms on a brink of battle. 1 prophesized empress to unite them. That was really hard for me to read. Who finds herself caught between 2 princes and the fact that the love alone might not stop the coming war. So, love triangle? I haven't read a love triangle in a long time. I've been kind of like, I hate love triangles, but also I've been like kind of feeling for one, you know? Like, I kind of want one. Like, do you remember like the early 2010s is what I was about to say. That's crazy. Like, love triangle books were all the books, and like every book you read was a love triangle book. And, you know, I was like, I hate love triangle books. But now that I haven't read a love triangle book in a long time, I kind of want one. Like, bring back the love triangles. Am I alone on this? Please let me know. Do you also like, I'm sure if I read it, I'd be like, ugh, I hate love triangles. But like, also, I kind of miss reading them. Like, they're kind of fun. Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. This is, I believe, a dark academia novel. It's at an academy, and I think that's what qualifies it to be a dark academia novel. If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. This is one of those books that ever since I wasn't really interested in the premise of it, so it's just been sitting there. Tell Me Again, Grandmere, the story of how I die. That's a good tagline. The Forest Grimm by Catherine Purdy. This is a stunning book. I think it's just a fairy tale, like YA retelling book. I think it was renamed because on Goodreads by the same author, this was called Heartless Hunter, the book 1 in the Crimson Moth series. So, but the Crimson Moth is what this one is called. So I think they took the series name. I think they changed it. Maybe, I don't know, I could be crazy. But she was the Crimson Moth, a wanted criminal, not to mention a witch hiding in plain sight. But this wouldn't be the first time she walked into a space full of the people who hunted her kind. Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. Don't forget the rule. No one can know what we are, what you are. You must never tell anybody about monsters. In this dark and seductive YA fantasy debut, Asira must choose between protecting her family and following her heart in a prejudiced kingdom where her existence is legal. illegal, sorry. Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. I love a good siren, like mermaid-esque piratey book. There are 48 books. We're only 48 books in. I feel like I've been doing this for years. Most of the books, those books are special edition fantasy books that I like have the normal edition on my shelf, so I don't need those ones like easily reached. The only 3 up there that I know are on my physical TBR are those 3 at the bottom of a stack right there, and that is these Gilded Wolves. The Gilded Wolves by Rashni Choksny. Can you see it? That one. I have all 3 of those up there in a special edition, and they kind of stay up there. I kind of forget they're up there. I don't know if I even counted them in my last physical TBR because I totally forget that they're up there. Blade of Secrets and Master of Iron by Trisha Levenseller. I love Trisha Levenseller's work. I love her writing and her books a lot. These are just 2 I haven't read yet. A book I need to read soon because I just read Ninth House. This is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. This is the sequel to Ninth House, and I need to read this before I forget what happens in Ninth House. So these 4 shelves right here have no physical TBR books on them. So that makes me go through the shelves so much faster and easier. Though I do know that there are some over here. Gilded, Marissa Meyer. This, I believe, is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. So this is Immortal Longings and Vilest Things. I also have this book in the regular edition too. This is the fairy lit one right here. Emily Weil's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is a professor studying fairy lore magic kind of book. I believe it's very like cottagecore-esque or dark or academia-esque. Gideon the Ninth meets the Game of Thrones White Walkers in this dark young adult fantasy about a disgraced ghost fighting warrior who must journey into a haunted wasteland to rescue a kidnapped Prince Bonesmith by Nikki Palparetto. Bridget Kemmer, Defy the Night. I also have the second one. I'm just not pulling it out, but they both count as a physical TBR. An epic high fantasy about a world on the brink of war with dragons and the secret society tasking with stopping it. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is forever gonna be on my TBR, I feel like, because I'm always still scared of it. I'm so scared. I've heard it's fantastic. I'm just scared because look at this. Look, it's actually a really good floppy book. Look at that flop. Look at An Emotion of Great Delight, a YA novel of Muslim American identity, grief, and hope in the post 9/11 America by Tahira Mafi. Really, really small book. I just need to read it. The rest of the Bridgerton series, from To Sir Philip with Love, In His Kiss, When He Was Wicked, and On the Way to the Wedding. These are the, maybe not the final 4, but I think these are the 4 I haven't read yet. Yep. I stopped on Eloise's story, which is crazy because she's one of my favorite characters from the show. But I think she's really different in the show than in the books. This is Burn for Me by Alona Andrews. I got this for like $2, and when I found it, I was like, oh hey, I know this book for somehow. This is the book that helped inspire Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Muscacco. Better Together and Again But Better by Christine Riccio. I'm so sorry. The Bone Spindle by Leslie Vedder. Book 1 in a series, I believe, a trilogy. The Sleep of Death, Broken with a Single Kiss. I'm pretty sure this is pitched as a Sapphic Indiana Jones meets Sleeping Beauty book. Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer, her young adult rom-com book. I just don't do rom-coms, okay? I have to be in a very specific mood to read like a romance comedy romance YA book. This is You Reach Sam by Dustin Tao. I've heard fantastic things about this book. I've heard it's gonna make me cry, and I'm scared of a book that's gonna make me cry, so haven't read it yet. Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation was recommended to me by one of my bookstub besties. She loves this series a lot. Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. This was just recently added to my TBR. This was sent to me by my bestie over at Samantha Donovan's. We're gonna buddy read it very soon. This is The Thorn Season by Kira Azir. The Shadow and Bone meets The Selection in this first book in a sharp, sexy, and twisty debut YA romantasy trilogy. This is A Riddle of Thorns by Serena Anua and Sasha Anua. They are twin sisters, I believe, that wrote this book. I saw it on the shelf. I went, ooh, carnivally, magically dark-looking YA book. Picked it up purely based off the cover. A Darker Shade of Magic, V.E. Schwab. All 3 of these are on my physical TBR. I'm just pulling out one of them because I'm getting lazy because this is taking me centuries to do. Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This was recommended to me multiple times. I would never pick this up because I'm not really a horror girly, but this was recommended to me by Sam over at Samantha Donovan and a random girl at the bookstore, and just I've heard it's really good and people think I'm really gonna like it. It's just really hard for me to gravitate towards horror novels or thriller novels. I feel so late, but it's not even that late. Okay, Just Said Air by Sarah Hashem. This was also recently sent to me by Sam, so I'm going to read this. She thinks I'm really gonna like it. I believe Egyptian vibes. Egyptian vibes, maybe? 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 Where am I getting Egyptian vibes from? Did someone tell me that? Don't trust me on that one. Wooing the Witch Queen by Stephanie Burgess. This is another one that was on sale for like the romance day sale, whatever. So I bought it for really cheap, and it's a witchy, spicy romance. They both die at the end. Adam Silvera. I'm sure everybody knows about this book. I've yet to read it. I'm scared to read it. This was sent to me recently, Soul Gazer by Maggie Rapier. Pirate steamy novel. Will read soon, hopefully. I always say that. Also sent to me recently, Gabriella and His Grace, a Luna Sisters novel. I read the first of the Luna Sisters novels, haven't read the second one. I believe this is the third one, so I just need to catch up on them. Love, Rosie. This is one that I really love the movie. Someone was getting rid of it, and so I took it from them because they didn't want it anymore, but this honestly might be on an unhaul pretty soon. I like the movie, but I don't know if I need to read the book, you know? Jacoby by William Ritter. I got this purely because it gave me Jack the Ripper vibes. She's working under an investigator for a serial killer who's on the loose. This is Princess of Death by Courtney Pearson. This is Sinking, book 1 in the Sinking trilogy by Sarah Armstrong Gardner. This is a YA fantasy mermaid, believe, in Ireland. A book I'm a little scared to read because of specifically the peach. Call Me By Your Name. Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin. A self-proclaimed book hater and a firm believer that the movie's always better, and a book lover. Rom-com. Love on the Brain, Ali Hazelwood. The other Ali Hazelwood book that I own but haven't read yet. I just haven't been in an Ali Hazelwood mood recently. Actually, I read quite a few of her books last year. Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. Like, I bought that. This was a cover by it. It looks cozy. It gives me Legends and Lattes vibes, so I got it. This is White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm a little scared of Jennifer L. Armentrout, not gonna lie. Eventually I might read this, we'll see. I've been holding on to it, we'll see. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Everybody and their mom, I'm sure, knows what this book is. I really don't know what it's actually about though, so there's that. But same author of J.G. Jones and the Six. I haven't read anything by this author, but I feel like I need to. I have never read a Colleen Hoover book. I've never read one. But I own one. Ugly Love, Colleen Hoover. Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This was sent to me by XO Joanna, for our birthday. I believe this is a romance that she really loved and she thinks I will love. I have a really hard time when characters have name like same name as me or a name of a family member, so I've been kind of putting it off. But I've heard the Brown Sister trilogy is really good, so I will read it eventually. With Love from Cold War by Alicia Thompson. She has a to-do list a mile long and falling for her coworker isn't on it. Yet somehow he has become her top priority in his romantic comedy from the nationwide bestseller of Love in the Time of Serial Killers. Lauren Fox is the bookkeeper for Cold War, a tourist destination that's always a winter wonderland despite being located in the humid Orlando, Florida. I have to keep this. I'm moving to Florida. I have to keep this. We're past 100 books at this point. Just to keep you updated. This is an Owl Crate. Am I strong enough yet? The Beast We Bury by D.L. Taylor. Your girl is toasty. And I'm at 102 physical TBR books. That's not bad. That's really not that bad, right? I feel like I need a dance break or something, like, woo, crazy, you know? Give that moral high, get that moral. I'm gonna drink. Yep. Circe, Madeline Miller. This is all over the world. People really like, well, this book is all over the world. People really love it. No book found. I know you can find this book. Find it, there you go. Sometimes you just gotta yell at the Goodreads, you know? The Poppy War, R.F. Kuang, another R.F. Kuang book I haven't read. I haven't read any of her books, let me be honest. I've heard fantastic things about this fantasy series trilogy, maybe? Is it a trilogy? I believe it is a trilogy. This is not a story about Salem witch trials. What? Goodreads Scanner has some issues. This is the Trials of Apollo book 3, The Burning Maze. I've read the first 2 of the Trials of Apollo books, but not the rest. I need to get into these. I've been having my Rick Riordan kick lately, so I might be reading these soon. Who knows? This is Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I love Adrienne's other books. This is a Viking YA book. The first book in a trilogy, The Seventh Son by Lainey Forbes. I believe it's a trilogy. We Hunt the Flame by Hafasa Fasil. My boyfriend has read this book and he wasn't the biggest fan of it, so it's kind of put me off from reading it, but like also we can't completely trust others' opinions. So who knows, maybe I'll really love it. But I did recently read A Tempest of Tea by her and wasn't the biggest fan of A Tempest of Tea, so I'm like kind of trying to decide if I want to give up on this author or try to read it. I'm leaning more towards try to read this series and see if I like this series more than A Tempest of Tea. We'll see. Would you guys judge me if I took a food break? Because I think I need food. Hey, she's back. For you, it was like a second, but I took a really nice little break. A good turkey sandwich with a bunch of pickles on it, because your girl's a pickle fiend. And I'm ready to keep going. This Vicious Grace by Emily Feed. 3 weddings, 3 funerals. Alyssa's gift from the gods is to supposedly to magnify a partner's magic, not kill every suitor she touches. A vow, so bold and deadly. This is book 3 in the A Curse So Dark and Lonely series. Don't own the second one, only read the first one. So I need to get the second one, reread the first one, and then read all the trilogy. Oh. If my camera wiggles or falls, there's a cat right under messing with it. Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. This is a darkly enchanted fantasy debut about a morally gray witch, a cursed prince, and a prophecy that ignites their fated, twisted destinies. This is the book of Blood and Roses, January 13th. Oh, so is this out today? I'm filming this on January 13th. This came out today. Okay, that's cool. Sapphic Vampire Hunter Boarding School. This is The Arc of Lucy Undying by Kirsten White. I have read Kirsten White's other novels and I liked some of them. Some of them weren't quite there for me, but you know, I'm willing to give it another chance. It is a Dracula novel and I freaking love Dracula. The Crimson Crown by Heather Walter. This was another arc that was sent to me. This, I believe, is a Snow White retelling. 7 Deadly Thorns by Amber Hamilton is The Cruel Prince Meets Powerless and This Dark Academia Romantasy. The Beautiful and the Righteous by Renee Ahdieh. I loved the one book I read by Renee Ahdieh, like the one series. I want to read more of hers. I just only own the first and the third one. I don't own the second one. So once I get it, hopefully I'll be able to just binge this trilogy. A gothic fantasy about monsters and magic set on the banks of a cursed lake. This is Lake's Edge by Linda Clipstone. It's given Phantom of the Opera vibes a little bit from the cover alone, and I think that's why I wanted it. Horrid by Katrina Leno. This was another horror/thriller book that was recommended to me. The Dawn of Yang Chen by F.C. Yi. This is in the Avatar universe. I've read the Kyoshi ones. I just haven't read the Yang Chen or the Roku ones yet. I'm about to show you the Roku one. So here is The Reckoning of Roku by Randy Rebay, also in that Avatar universe of books. Set Fire to the Gods by Sarah Resch and Kristen Simmons. This has been on my shelf for a long time. Every time I look at it, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I want to read that. And then guess what? I never read it. My Imaginary Mary by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, Jody Meadows. This is actually the second in the Mary series, but I don't own the first one. My Contrary Mary, but I own My Play Jane or My Lady Jane. I've only read My Lady Jane, so My Plain Jane is also on my TBR. Here is These Twisted Bonds, the sequel to These Hollow Vows. So I do own the second book. Vicious Villainous #1 by V.E. Schwab. Cinderella is Dead by Caitlin Bayron. We're gonna go a little faster. A Multitude of Dreams by Mara Rutherford. Redigans and Bread Knives by Travis Baldry. This is the third to the Bookshops, what is Legends and Lattes? Thank you very much. I've started reading this, so it will be off the TBR very soon. You can scan the cover? What the? I'm such an idiot. This is The Library of Shadows by Rochelle Moore. It is a ghosty dark academia book. Year of the Reaper by Micah Lucer. Anatomy, Immortality. This is by Donna Schwartz. I got these because people said they'll remind them of Stalking Jack the Ripper. One for My Enemy, Livy Blake. This, I believe, is a Shakespeare retelling, right? In modern day Manhattan, where we lay our scene, two rival witch families fight to maintain their control of their respective criminal empires. It's definitely a Shakespeare retelling. A piratey book or mermaid book, I believe, The Maiden Ship by Michelin Rickman. Mermaid Moon by Susan Cockle, another mermaidy book that I own. I am currently reading this. This is Better in Black by Cassandra Clare, a collection of Shadowhunter short stories. This is Cassandra Clare's Careful of Books, a novella collection, also part of her Kickstarter campaign thing. These Infinite Threads to Hera Mafi. This is the second book in this Woven Kingdom series. I'm kind of just waiting for all these books to come out and then I'll buy them all and read them all. I read the first one, I liked it, but I don't remember it, so I need to reread the first one. This is The Darkness Within Us by Trisha Levenseller. This is the sequel to the Shadow one, but it's also a standalone. I didn't really love the Shadow. It's not really a sequel, I don't know, it's a companion, it's a something, okay? I didn't really love the other one in this universe, so I kind of got rid of that one. But I'm willing to try this one because it is Trisha Levenseller and I do really like her work. Stardust Thief by Chelsea Albadula. This is a first in a trilogy. This is a fairy loot I got a really long time ago. This is like one of the very first fairy loots I ever got, and I still haven't read it. Another fairy loot I got when I first joined Fairy Loot and still haven't read. Six Crimson Cranes. Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lem. This is Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Barron. I don't know why that was so hard for my brain to figure out for a second. This is a Snow White fantasy retelling. Oh, Cinderella's dead, but Snow White fights on. So this is the same author of Cinderella is Dead. So this is Ever After, F.T. Lukens. I do enjoy F.T. Lukens. I've read some of their works. They're like queer short fantasy stories, YA. They're really cute. This is by Isabella Banas. This is Together We Burn. Isabella Banas writes What the River Knows, and I really, really loved, and I've been wanting to read her other series, so I've been slowly collecting her other books. Curses by Lich McBride. This, I believe, is a Beauty and the Beast gender bent retelling. Couple Aiden Thomas books, Cemetery Boys and The Sunbearer Trials. I met Aiden Thomas at Y'all West. He is such a sweetheart, adored him. I really want to read his books. I just haven't yet, I'm so sorry. By Any Other Name by Erin Cotter. This queer YA, I believe it has Shakespearean vibes in it, like they're Shakespearean actors. Bring Me Your Midnight, Rochelle Griffin. I had a really hard time reading the other book, The Nature of Witches, but this, I pre-ordered this because like there was a pre-order that was so pretty. I'm gonna try to read it. Light Lark, Alex Astor. I pre-ordered this when it was first coming out so I could get like the really pretty like page overlay things, and I have not kept up with the series since. I have not even read the first book. I'm kind of now just waiting for them all to be out and then I'm gonna binge them all. Night of the Witch and The Fate of the Witch by Sarah Rash and Beth Revis. I got this arc at Y'all West. I fought for this arc. And this book, I really am excited to read this series. Tiny Threads by Lilian Rivera. This was an arc that was sent to me, a horror thriller novel. If you don't know by now, I'm just really not a big horror thriller girly. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying. And last year with Booktober, I really tried. Kind of worked. I liked a lot of the ones I read, but it's just hard for me to pick it up and read it. Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. This is a really popular series, I think from the early like YA times. I don't even know, but I've never read them and I only own one of them. We might be in need of a celebratory drink. I am an idiot. Little cider never hurt a carpet, right? It's fine. Blood Beneath the Snow, Alexandra Kennington. This was sent to me recently. High Mountain Court, book 1 of the 5 Crowns of Krith by A.K. Mulford, aka this just looks like a Akatar ripoff. Master of One by Jada Jones and Denny Bennett. This is a heist book. Have had it forever on my TBR, forever. Love Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen, the dragon book. You know, we love my dragons. Love my dragons. The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Just recently met Olivia Blake and got assigned, I say recently, that was almost 2 years ago. That's crazy. That's crazy. The Lost Memories of Callum Brecker. This is by Madeline Bordelin, one of my favorite people on Bookstagram. I got halfway through that book while on vacation, and then I do that a lot while I'm on vacation. I start a book and then get home and I kind of like forget because I was like vacation Chloe, you know? I was really liking it. I need to read it. This is Witches Steeped in Gold by Sienna Smart. I believe this was a fairy loot. It feels wild. Feels wild. Recently sent to me, I think by Del Rey or no, Ace. Random Penguin House. This is a trilogy, Heart of the Shadow Bride, or sorry, Heart of the Shadow King, Bride of the Shadow King, and Vow of the Shadow King. I believe the first one is the Bride one, but these were recently sent to me. All 12 books of Fruit Baskets. Woo, woo, woo. I actually own them all now though, so I keep saying I'm gonna read these. I keep saying over and over again, I'm gonna read Fruit Baskets, I'm gonna read Fruit Baskets, I'm gonna read, and I just don't. I don't. Fruit Basket is my favorite anime. I read some of these mangas a long time ago. I just can't recall which ones I read and which ones I didn't. I'm gonna reread. I'm gonna read them all. I'm counting them all as unread, and I'm gonna read them all. Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber. This is such a pretty edition. Such a pretty edition. It's so pretty. I believe this was from someone. This was a special edition from somewhere. Very loot. One I recently bought and cannot wait to read. This is Heavenly Bodies, a runaway TikTok sensation. Heavenly Bodies is the first book in a dazzling new romantasy series that blends Greek mythology and shadow magic with a tantalizing enemies to lovers romance that will rewrite the stars. By Amani Iru. Iru? I literally cannot wait to read this one. This is very high on my TBR read. TBR read. To be read. I'm getting to the delusional part of the video. Maybe this whole video has been. Who knows? Spells for Forgetting, Adrian Young. This was on my unhaul and I actually stole it back from my unhaul because I was thinking about it. And I was like, what if? What if I really love it though? So I'm giving it a second chance. Ooh, he is so fine. Look at him. This is whoever controls the spice controls the kingdom itself. I wish that was real. Like, you know, spice as in like spicy, not like spice as in like this spice. Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim. This is a fairy loot. This is one of the very first fairy loots I got and I still haven't read it. We have a theme. We love a themed girly. Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. This author I really loved. I read some of her like rom-com books and I loved them. And so I want to read some of her other books. This is a fantasy one, so mwah. And these are the last two books. These are the last two books. Ventners and the Second Ventners by Devery Walls. This is a local author to me. I feel like we should do a celebratory chug. Cheers. This glass is so sticky now from me overflowing it. Let's go. I'm counting these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 43, 44, 45. I just dropped a book on my brand new phone. What was I at? Oh my god. What am I at? 400, I think. 400. Okay. 543. 543. 543? Is that exactly? 543 books. On that physical TBR, I have, for now, 184. What percentage is that? So if I take 543, and I divide it by 184, is that how I find it? No, I think I take 184 divided by, how do I do this? Celebratory chug. I am at 33% of my books being unread. And I am completely okay with that. Here's the thing, my mindset has changed from when I first did this, when I was like, I want to have read every single book on my shelf. I really don't want that anymore. I was thinking about it and I was seeing some other people like talking about their physical TBRs as well. I want to have a TBR. I like never want to stop reading. And when I do not have a physical TBR, that's gonna be an issue. Like I constantly want to be reading and growing and learning and doing new things and reading new books, even if they're just full of smut. And I also want to be okay with, you know, unhauling books I've read that I don't like, or keeping books I didn't like anyways, or the collection just needs to resemble me, right? It's my collection. It doesn't matter to anybody else, really, it's just, it matters to me, and maybe you if you're watching, you know, and you're really attached to my bookshelves too. And if that means I get to unhaul books from authors who support AI, or this is going on a tangent, cheers, they have values that I don't like, and that means I don't want them on my shelf, that's fine. They're not gonna be on my shelf. So cheers to that. I feel like 33% is a good percentage. I feel like every time I do this, it's usually around the 30s of unread book. And I feel like that's a good number to be at. And because it's stayed that way for multiple years, that means I'm constantly reading and hauling and unhauling, and it's staying pretty precise on where it's at. I would love to see where it's been the last 2 times I did this video, because I think it's been around 31, 32%. There are definitely some physical TBR books that I feel like are stagnant. They've been on my shelf for years at this point, since 2016, 17 time. And I have not read them yet. I haven't even picked them up other than for like one of these videos, that they just no longer suit me and it's time to get rid of them. I am literally gonna chug the rest of this Martinelli's sparkling cider. Cheers to having unread books. Like, I think I'm more aligned with that mindset now. Yeah, I love my bookshelves. I love them. Thanks for watching. Thanks for going on this journey with me. It is so good to see you, my friend. I will see you next time for another video. I want you guys to let me know what kind of moving content you want, because I have a couple videos planned. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers to this new chapter, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Love your face.